In 2007, the Why Not Us Hornets were basically a sub-500 team during the regular season. They got hot at the right time and carried that to a state championship in baseball back in 2007. One of the key players of that team, Mitchell Gabriele, joins us today. Mitchell, Coach Gabriele, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself?
Well, I want to talk about the 2017 Hornets, where you are the head coach now, but let's take a minute and talk about 10 years ago and then a fun event that you guys have coming up. Nobody, and I mean nobody, thought that the Hornets in 2007 were going to win a state championship. Coach Adams made the shirts up, and can you take us back there? It truly is an incredible story, isn't it?
Yes, it was an incredible time. Nobody even picked us to win our district that year. We went 15-20 in the regular season. We ended up getting hot at the right time. We came together as a team, and we showed real promise throughout the playoffs. And, we shocked the world, and Why Not Us was definitely our slogan, and we definitely rode that wave.
I could see a team being sub-500 in the regular season. And remember, that's against just your league teams or whatever the case may be. I could see you getting hot in the tournament and maybe making a regional or something like that. But to carry that all the way to a state championship, I have never heard of that happening before. As you look back 10 years later, what happened? Can you get a couple of specific things that must have happened that allowed your team to do the undoable?
Well, it is, first off, it is crazy that it is 10 years ago already. So just that being said, it was a great experience. I can pinpoint a specific time was when Scott Lannis and myself, we were both sophomores that year, along with Mike Blanchard. He was the team captain as a senior, and, a pivotal aspect of, the state championship team. But we got the team together. We were kind of nonchalant about our season. We got the team together, and as sophomores, we kind of had a good team meeting. We brought the camaraderie back, and, we were able to steer the boat in the right direction.
I don't know how your parents survived the state championship game. I was doing that game on the radio, and I barely survived. It was one of the most tense. I got to tell you, in 20 years of broadcasting sports, I've never called a better game. It was every pitch was the end of the world. Right. And you guys won in extra innings, obviously, and an incredible pitching performance. That championship game, as an athlete, a student athlete in high school, that's got to be about as good as it gets, right?
Oh, of course. Especially going all 9 innings when you're only supposed to play 7, being down at sometimes, being up at sometimes, timely hitting, great base running was, definitely a pivotal aspect to our state championship game. I just feel as though that we're fortunate enough to be in that situation. Scott Lannis got us there, beating Kalamazoo Christian, and then Paul Stuchel, can't ask for more out of him going all 9 innings. I don't even know most Major League Baseball players that are able to go all 9 innings and, pull out a state championship win on the mound like that. So.
I'm doing the radio broadcast, and about the 5th, 6th inning, I'm like, when will Coach Adams bring Scott back? Scott could have still pitched a couple of innings due to the way that they count that in the tournament. And 7th inning, I was sure that they would bring Scott back in. They didn't do it. They stuck with Stuchel. And, of course, Coach Adams made the right call in retrospect. What a performance.
Exactly. Sometimes as a coach, and I'm, seeing it now, you contemplate once in a while in your head, what could you do, what should you do? But, hey, as long as you have faith in total promise within your players, anything's possible, and Paul definitely showed that day. So,
what did it mean to you guys to win a state championship?
Oh, jeez. Still pretty speechless about it, but, growing up, going to all the, Silver Dome, Ford Field, the Breslin, watching all those guys play and thinking that was the sport that we might have a chance winning a state championship in, but then finally pulling one out in baseball up at C.O. Brown Stadium. It's just pure bliss. It really is. It's pure bliss. So,
you guys stay connected? Is there like a little Facebook group of the 2007 champs? What about 10 years later? Do you still talk to the guys once in a while?
Once in a while, yes, we do. I know that and realize that everybody is fulfilling their own ambitions in life and doing great things with that. But we still try to stay connected once in a while. I talk to a handful of them, and then I reached out to them regarding this weekend's festivities and celebration. And yes, we have continued to, communicate, joke around, talk about what I'm doing now with the new program, and it's great to hear from the guys. So,
well, the other thing that's incredible about 2007, of course, is that right next door at a stadium at the C.O. Brown Complex, Reading is winning a state championship as well. And, of course, those guys had an incredible run as well. And you've kind of brought it all together. Tell everybody what you're doing with this softball game and how they can be part of it.
Well, it is 2017. It's 10 years since both teams won the state championship. But that year, both teams, we did not play each other that year. And it was kind of left up for grabs who might have been the better team. So this weekend, May 6th, at Hillsdale High School, at 10 a.m., both 2017 varsity baseball teams will play one single baseball game. And then directly following after, the alumni will play in a slow-pitch softball a game. Hopefully it's going to be competitive because we still want to see who might have been the better team. But we plan on having a great turnout. There's going to be raffles, a lot of things to win. It is going to be donation entry fee. So if you're able to bring a donation to help out both of the programs, that's fantastic. All cash proceeds are going to be split down the middle through the Reading baseball program and Hillsdale baseball program. That's also being said that if you want to go ahead and write a check to Reading Baseball because, you're from Reading, that's totally okay with us as well. Same as, if you want to write a check for Hillsdale, that's fantastic. We plan on having a cookout. We have drawings. My buddy Scott Lannis, he's unable to make it, but he was able to send a Von Miller autographed signed football. So we're going to raffle that off. We have an opportunity to win 4 Tigers tickets. So as well as, Handmade is going to sponsor some of the event, as well as some maybe like a Rays or Pizza Barn over in Reading, but we're going to keep it as local as possible. It's about bringing awareness back to this community as a whole, not just a baseball community, but a community as a whole. So
I love everything about this. Let me tell you everything I love about it. Number one, I love that Reading and Hillsdale are actually having a real baseball game. Of course, you'll be a part of that as the coach. You and Brad Abfalder, great guy over at Reading. How did that come to pass? Was that game already on the schedule, or was that something that you scheduled coinciding with this softball game?
Exactly, yes. We scheduled that knowing that this is kind of what we wanted to do. Okay. Both him and I had met in the summer, and we had talked about this, and we're pretty amazed that it's already been 10 years. We decided to have a single game, both Reading and Hillsdale, for baseball at 10 a.m. and then, the alumni directly following. So
I cannot believe that you are going to face Southworth and some of those Reading guys who are awesome too. How competitive is this going to be? I mean, you guys, Mitchell, I know you still have the juices flowing a little bit competitively, and you guys are really not that old yet. I mean, you're still in your prime in a way, or just on the outside of it, depending on how much you guys have been working out and that sort of thing. But how competitive is this game going to be?
Well, a bunch of our guys, like I was saying, how we're communicating, they want to still play baseball. They want to get out and, throw it around a little bit, get the catcher's gear and all that kind of stuff. But we're going to take it back a little notch, play a little slow pitch softball. But I do plan on it to be very competitive. But as well as, I want it to be a good time. I want to see a lot of laughs, a lot of smiling faces. But, like any game, there will be a winner and there will be a loser.
I was hoping that Scott could fly in from Denver and be a part of this. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to make it. He's been on our show many times. He works in the marketing department now for the Denver Broncos. But the fact that he sent the football is pretty cool. You'd probably also like to have his services in the game, though, right?
Exactly.
Can his dad play in his stead? Or I bet Jeff could jump in and take Scott's place. Is that fair?
That is fair. Yeah, that's definitely fair. But yeah, Scott, he's definitely going to be missed, as well as some of the other guys that are unable to make it. I know Pat Veer, Joe Veer are unable to make it. But it's going to be a great event. It's going to be a lot of remembrance in the day, and we're going to have. It's just going to be a great celebration. So
it's May 6th. It's Saturday morning at the Hillsdale High School baseball area. It's a donation to get in. They're going to split the donations between the Hillsdale and Reading baseball programs, and you're going to see 2 games. There's a high school baseball game that will count on your record, right?
That is correct.
Hillsdale versus Reading, and that's for real. And then another game that will be between the 2007 Hillsdale Hornet state champs and the 2007 Reading Rangers state champs. It's a great idea. Maybe a little boost from your programs from a financial standpoint. But I bet you your kids on your team, and you guys, yeah, we talked a little bit off the air, you're still growing. I mean, you have a losing record so far this year and a young team. But to see all these guys that not that long ago won a state championship, I bet that'll be big for the players too.
I definitely agree. We're just going to say that anything is possible with anything you do in life, especially baseball. It doesn't matter if you're, down by 10 runs. There's always a possibility of coming back and prevailing and winning. So it's definitely going to be a nice experience for them to witness that, hey, these guys are, not too far off of high school, and then anything's possible, and it was possible for us that year. So
it's an incredible story. The 2007 Hornet state champions, the 2007 Reading Rangers state champions meeting in a softball game. How awesome is that? It's going to be Saturday morning. The event starts at 10 o'clock. You could get involved. You could be in an auction for a Von Miller autographed football. They have some other stuff they're going to auction off as well. Mitchell, congratulations, first of all, on coming up with this, because it's going to mean a lot to a lot of people, and I hope you have a great day on Saturday.
Thank you. I definitely appreciate that. And as well as the alumni for the 2007 teams, I still want to invite all alumni from both Reading and Hillsdale. You as well will be recognized, because it just wasn't about the 2007 state championship teams or this 2017 year. It's about everyone who has been a part of both Reading and Hillsdale baseball programs and community.
Thank you, Mitchell.